You know, we all keep track of our birthdays, but what's actually going on inside our bodies? Well, that's a much more complex and honestly, a way more fascinating story. Today we're going to decode what aging really is, from the tiniest cell all the way up to, well, the whole you.
So just think about that for a second. Your chronological age, how many trips you've made around the sun, that's just a number. But your biological age, that's how your body is actually functioning on the inside. And it can be a totally different story. And here's the thing, understanding that difference, that's the real key to unlocking a healthier, longer life.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Aging isn't just one single thing that happens overnight. Nope. It's more like a cumulative process that builds up over time, and it happens across 4 distinct but totally interconnected layers of our biology.
It all starts really small, right down at the cellular level. Individual cells just start to function a little less efficiently. Now, when you get enough of those aging cells together in one place, you start to see tissue aging. That's the stuff you might actually notice, like your skin losing some of its elasticity, or finding it a bit tougher to build muscle at the gym. And as those tissues keep aging, well, then you get organ aging. An entire organ, like your heart, just doesn't work as well as it used to. And finally, when you add it all up, you get organic aging. That's the overall decline in our health as a complete person. You see how each layer just builds on the one before it? It's a total cascade effect.
All right, so now that we get the what, let's talk about the how. How can we actually influence this whole process? Well, here's the good news. A huge part of aging well is actually within our control. So let's look at some strategies we can literally start using today.
You know, what I love about this is how real it is. Yeah, scientists are working on some absolutely mind-blowing breakthroughs for the future, but the most powerful tools we have right now aren't some magic pill or a quick fix. They're the consistent, powerful choices that we make every single day. And this pretty much lays out the big 4. We're talking about a balanced diet, packed with the stuff our cells need to fight back against decline. Then there's regular exercise, which is amazing for getting nutrients where they need to go and keeping our brains sharp. Oh, and sleep. You've got to get those 7 to 8 hours. That's when your body does all its major repair work and cleans house. And finally, we have to talk about stress. Seriously. Chronic stress can actually damage our DNA, and that's a major driver of aging at the cellular level. Okay, so we've covered our personal habits, but where does science fit into all this? Beyond our lifestyle choices, science is exploring a whole range of tools, some that are available right now and others that are still way out on the horizon.
So on one hand, we've got things available now, like supplements. You've probably heard of vitamin D and resveratrol. They're being studied for their potential benefits. But, and this is super important, you should always talk to a doctor before you start taking anything new, okay? Then on the other hand, you've got the future, and this is where things get really wild. We're talking about things like gene editing and stem cell therapies that could, one day, target aging right at its source. It's early days for sure, but it's a pretty exciting frontier.
So after all of that, the biology, the daily habits, the future science, what's the one big idea we should walk away with? Well, it really comes down to something pretty simple, but also incredibly empowering.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? The goal here isn't to stop time. It's not about trying to live forever. The goal is to optimize the time we have. It's about improving our health span, not just our lifespan. It means adding life to our years, staying active and healthy and feeling good for as long as we possibly can. Aging is going to happen, but how we age, well, a lot of that is up to us.
And that brings us right to our final thought. This doesn't have to be some massive, intimidating overhaul of your entire life. Nope. Maybe it's just going for a walk after dinner, or adding some veggies to your lunch, or maybe just setting a consistent bedtime. So what's one small, totally manageable change you can make starting today to optimize your own aging journey?